Good evening. I am First Alert Meteorologist David Ernst here with a weather update. Hope your Monday is going just fine now that we're to the close of the day. We will be watching our next weathermaker come into the area on Tuesday with a few spotty rain showers around. Nothing too widespread there, but nonetheless, some rain will be close by, and not a bad idea to have our free WBAY First Alert weather app downloaded and on your device. You can track any showers that may be forming and moving on through right there from the palm of your hand. I've got the QR code right beneath me here. If you'd like to download that app, you're watching this on a desktop or a laptop, you certainly can take out your smartphone and scan that code with your camera, and it will take you to the page to download those apps. And if you've already got it on your phone, well, then you're doing better than some. If you would like to head over to my Facebook page, if that's where you're watching this, we are streaming this on the WBAY TV2 page, but you can certainly head over to my Facebook page, David Ernst, WBAY Meteorologist, and follow me there. We're also streaming this on YouTube as well. I don't have a comment section that I monitor on that during the live broadcast, but that's just another place where you can find this live coverage on our WBAY TV2 YouTube channel. So that being said, Nancy, good to see you. Hope everything is going all right in Shawano tonight. Should be a little bit milder, slightly milder than it was earlier this morning. We do have clouds increasing, and there are some rain showers starting to spread into southwestern parts of Wisconsin and drifting into central portions of the state. You can see a little bit of that light activity south of Fond du Lac and over towards the I-90-94 split. So we do have a few rain showers, very light, drifting into the area right now, and we will see some a little bit more of an uptick in coverage tomorrow, but not much of an uptick. We are looking at seasonable temperatures tomorrow. We will see our highs once again like they were today, anywhere from the middle 60s to around 70 degrees, so I will have that fall feel to it. In fact, let's check out those lows earlier this morning. A little bit of a crisp morning, especially up towards you there, Nikki, in Mountain. It was definitely a cool start to the day in some of our northern areas. We had temperatures, middle and upper 30s up that way. 34 degrees looks like the cool spot there in Rhinelander. Milder to the south, and that should again be the case tonight. I would expect our temperatures, for the most part, to be about 5 degrees milder across the board compared to where you were this morning. So those middle 30s become upper 30s, lower 40s, and those middle 40s around the Fox Cities become lower 50s. So we are going to see temperatures moderate some. Either way, though, around the Fox Valley, we're pretty close to average. 48 degrees is your average low, so if you're at 46, 49, you're right in that ballpark. Tonight, most of us, I think, around the Fox Valley stay in the 50s, but low 50s, so right around 50 degrees there. So it will be seasonable, we'll call it. And then the rest of the week is looking above average. We will see temperatures back into the 70s for highs, not as hot as we were at times last week, but we are going to see that warmer weather coming in. So you'll notice some clouds drifting on into the state. You see those rain showers kind of fizzling out. The wide view here will show some heavier rain, thunderstorm activity down towards portions of Missouri and Illinois. What's going to be happening is the low pressure that's driving this will end up lifting out towards the eastern Great Lakes. Not expecting a widespread rain chance, but we likely will see some wraparound type showers on the backside of that low that would come into the area at some point tomorrow. Basically, the activity that you're seeing here into Iowa will end up in our part of the state here overnight tonight and then into your Tuesday. It's going to be very light, but there will be a chance for those light showers nonetheless. So let's check it out here with First Alert Pinpoint Predictor and kind of time things out. I wouldn't expect this to change too much from what we were looking at during our 5 and 6 o'clock newscasts, if you were watching those. So you notice it does show those little showers to the west and drifting up towards the Fox Valley. You see some steadier rain down around Sheboygan, Milwaukee, and that is where I would expect it. Anybody farther south and east you are, the better your chances for rain will be. Donna, nice to see you on here from Stockbridge. You're looking at a slight chance for rain. The farther north and west you go tomorrow, the better your odds would be of being dry. So, right there along Lake Winnebago, certainly you've got the potential for a passing rain shower. The steady stuff, just as predictor shows, over Lake Michigan or lower Michigan, so the steady heavy rainfall is going to be passing east of our area. But we will see, just as predictor is showing right here, a few stray rain showers, very spotty, hit and miss type rain showers. They could develop anywhere in the region, but again, the closer you are to Lake Michigan, farther south you are, the better odds you would have of encountering some of that rainfall. For those of us that see the rainfall, it probably doesn't add up to more than just a few 1/100ths of an inch, so it's going to be a very light rain event. I suspect there'll be many more of us that stay dry tomorrow than see the rain, as predictor is showing here, and I would agree with that assessment that it is going to be mainly east of us where we see those heavier, steadier rain showers. And that's all it would be tomorrow is just some garden variety rain, no thunderstorms, no severe weather, nothing like that. In fact, the rest of the week after tomorrow, and even tomorrow you could classify it as a quiet day, but even after tomorrow it looks very quiet in the forecast. Lots of sunshine, temperatures warming back up, getting into the middle 70s, upper 70s for the rest of this week. Our night times will be getting a little bit milder as well. At first it's just because of the moderating air overhead, but towards the weekend and early next week, there is going to be a little bit of a bump in the humidity, and that's because of a tropical system. I'll show you that in just a second, but before we get there, let's go ahead and just break down the humidity here. So we're looking at tomorrow and the next day here, Wednesday, and excuse me, even for that matter, Thursday and Friday, should be fairly comfortable. But as we get into the weekend, we'll see a southerly wind start to develop, and that is going to feed in some more moisture to the region, and we will see the humidity rising a little bit, so by the weekend perhaps it does feel slightly humid. But let's touch base on that tropical system, as that's going to be what kind of drives that rain chance you saw there at the tail end of the forecast. So this is the close-up view right now, and you can see a couple little areas of disturbed weather. This is potential Tropical Cyclone 9. So far, it does not have a designation as a tropical depression or a tropical storm. It's very disorganized, but the expectation is going to be for this area of clouds here to kind of skirt right in between the island of Cuba and the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, and then intensify as we get into tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. And this is expected to become not only a tropical storm, but likely a hurricane. Helene, I believe, is the name we're up to. So here is the forecast over the next 48 hours. So 24 hours from now, you see it likely becoming a little bit more organized. The forecast would be as a tropical storm at that point, so it would be Tropical Storm Helene. And then you see as it passes between Cuba and Mexico, continues to strengthen, 85-mile-per-hour winds. That would upgrade it into hurricane status, a Category 1 hurricane. And from there, it will continue into the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico. Even though we're into the fall season and the air overhead is starting to cool down, water temperatures tend to lag behind by a month or two. So you get your hottest water temperatures as summer is winding down. So right now, the Gulf is about as hot as it's going to be over the course of the summer. It might be starting to cool off just a touch, but you're still looking at some very warm water there. So favorable conditions for that storm to intensify, and right now the going forecast would have it making landfall somewhere around the Big Bend region or the panhandle of Florida later this week, Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, or early Friday morning, depending on how things speed up or slow down, as at least a hurricane, and in this case, a major hurricane with 115 miles per hour winds. That would be a Category 3 storm on the Saffir-Simpson scale. Now, we're not expecting the tropical aspects of that storm to hold together as it would make it up this way. You'll notice as it starts getting into the mountainous terrain there of North Georgia that it would get downgraded to a remnant low at that point and then kind of drift into the Ohio River Valley. But it's as it makes that drift to the northwest that we would see the potential for those rain showers spreading in. Storm will weaken fairly quickly, but as we saw last week with a non-tropical system in North Carolina, you can get some very heavy rain out of these systems, and that would be the case here on Thursday and into Friday, especially across Georgia. There likely is going to be a very heavy rain threat with this storm. At least it's not parking itself over those areas, but still a fairly slow movement. So I would be on the lookout for some flooding concerns there, especially in Georgia and into, say, western sections of South Carolina. By the time it would get closer to us, it won't have any tropical characteristics left whatsoever, but we will see the outflow from it, spread some clouds in this direction, and at least right now, the expectation will be for some rain showers to make it in as well. So here's a quick look at that forecast, and then we'll go ahead and wrap things up. You'll see getting into Sunday morning, so Saturday night into Sunday morning, we start to see some lighter rain showers on the outer periphery of that circulation. The heaviest, steadiest rainfall likely to our south, but as we go through the day on Sunday, so late Sunday and into Monday morning, that's likely when we would be looking at our heaviest rain threat. And then as we shift through the day Monday and into Tuesday, you'll notice that heavier rainfall starting to transition into the eastern Great Lakes, northeastern United States, and then we start to dry out with skies clearing out. After this system slides by the area, it does appear that temperatures are headed back into seasonable territory for the rest of the following week. So even though we are in the middle and upper 70s this week, if you're a fan of that kind of weather, enjoy it, because next week temperatures are likely 10 degrees cooler for afternoon highs. Those nighttime lows as well look like they'll be a mix of anywhere from the mid 40s to the lower 50s. So after Monday or Tuesday next week, we'll be trending into cooler, more fall-like weather, so enjoy the warm-up while it lasts if you're a fan. And if you can't wait for fall to get here, the wait won't be much longer, only about another week, and we'll have pretty consistent fall-like temperatures in northeastern Wisconsin. Before we leave you, I do want to take a quick peek here at the foliage forecast. We've started to update that now, so you can find that on our 24/7 weather channel. This will be in the rotation, and you might catch it on the air occasionally. So we're just starting to see things kind of turn a little bit. The map has been updated and will show some low color across a good part of the area. It's just lakeside and far southern and western Wisconsin where perhaps we haven't seen as much change, but already starting to see a more moderate color across upper Michigan and far northern Wisconsin. So as we get into next week, those changes will certainly be taking off. And in fact, even with that patchy frost and lows in the mid-30s, I expect that some of our northern areas will be looking at a bit more color here in the coming days as the trees react to that. So I will go ahead and leave you with the extended forecast. We've got Action 2 News coming up here. Not necessarily at 10 o'clock. We do have Monday Night Football on our main channel right now. It's the Washington Commanders against the Cincinnati Bengals. So as soon as that game wraps up and the post-game coverage comes to an end, we will have an update on everything you saw here on Action 2 News. But if you were tuned in for most of this, you got the gist of it. We will see a slight chance for rain showers tomorrow, light rain. After that, quiet and warmer for the rest of the work week. And then our weekend forecast will be influenced by whatever happens in the tropics, as right now we anticipate that potential Tropical Cyclone 9 does intensify and become a hurricane and will make landfall along the Gulf Coast late this week. And by the weekend, some of that moisture starts to stream in our direction. I hope to see you on Action 2 News at 10 o'clock. If not, you've got Chief Meteorologist Steve Balon coming your way at 4:30 in the morning, and Keith and I will be back tomorrow afternoon with a forecast update. Have a great night and have a good Tuesday.